had smart strategies which have picked their sectors. I remember first going to UAE when I was PM back in 2001, and UAE wasn't on the radar of New Zealand at all. And I came away saying, look, this is the Singapore of the Gulf right now. You know, I was very impressed by media city, knowledge city, you know, the sort of the complex of things that have been put in place to really use the hub status that is possible with the location there. So, you know, again, not everything works. Some Emirates have had some failures too, but they have dared to imagine a life beyond oil and what sort of sectors you would put in place. They've had to be innovative. So I think it's about smart strategies, picking your sectors. You know, it used to be conventional wisdom that you shouldn't pick winners. Well, you wouldn't want to pick losers. I'm for smart strategies where you work out what your competitive advantages can be.
Okay, we invite the Minister of Egypt to come forward here. President Al-Sisi's put a big premium on infrastructure spending. Development of port operations to challenge, if you will, Jebel Ali in the United Arab Emirates. You have a geographical strategic position there in North Africa, leading into the subcontinent and reaching into the Middle East as now. This is innovation at its best. Can you deliver on the promise, do you think, Minister?
Yeah, for sure we can deliver. That's for a fact. Having the Suez Canal finalized before 1 year, as promised, has materialized and is real. What is more important is what is coming next, which is developing the industrial zone, the Suez Canal industrial zone, which also in a very innovative way and quick way, it addresses the red tape and the bureaucracy, which has been hindering FDI from coming in and promotion of investments. It's a green zone that is bringing in investors. Already there is a lot of potential interest from United Arab Emirates, the Saudis, but also from China and Korea. There are a lot of investors coming in to develop the ports in an innovative way where there is more of technological advancement there, more IT that has been used to streamline the process, because that's what was one of the main challenges. So basically this is a project, a mega project that addresses many of the challenges the country had faced, whether through bureaucracy, red tape, ports that had a cumbersome process in processing products and goods going in and out, whether you're exporting or importing. It also develops an adequate infrastructure through gas roads, connectivity roads. One of the main publications of the World Bank has shown that connectivity promotes growth to these areas. So the only way to create economic development is through connecting within the governorates, within Egypt, but even beyond, connecting as has been announced with the bridge to Saudi Arabia, with the road, the Tahrir road to China and Asia. So Egypt does have a strategic position, and finally you've managed to come up with a mega project that maximizes the use of that strategic position within Africa, a bit in Asia, so connecting Asia, but also through Europe. That's an important channel, and we're also promoting private sector. So it's not a public sector-led initiative, it's where we're bringing in a lot of private sector because they come in with their innovation, and that's something we're tapping on.
Okay, very good. I want to spend some time, if we can, talking about the gas discoveries that we found in the Mediterranean as well, which will be a huge game changer for Egypt. And the Italian producer was very excited about the prospects that are there. I know others are as well. In Senegal's case, Your Excellency, it'd be interesting to find out that link between the SDGs that Helen talked about in her opening comments and how it's shaping policies for you today. You talked about some of the budgetary constraints, but there's a demand for infrastructure investment in Senegal, of course, but there's an appetite for infrastructure investment at the same time. Are you doing all you can packaging the opportunity in Senegal, do you think, vis-a-vis some of the other competitors that have the natural resources in Africa?
Je vous remercie. Vous avez parfaitement raison. Je voudrais peut-être rappeler que dans nos pays, l'accès au financement est un problème notamment pour les jeunes et les femmes. C'est effectivement une contrainte majeure pour l'atteinte des objectifs de développement, dans un contexte, malheureusement, dans un contexte où les pays africains ne sont pas toujours bien gâtés. Je veux parler, par exemple, des flux illicites. Aujourd'hui, c'est près de 50 milliards qui quittent l'Afrique pour aller dans d'autres structures ou dans d'autres pays. Et 50 milliards, c'est plus que l'aide publique au développement. Mais cela n'empêche que dans nos pays, nous allons développer des stratégies pour pouvoir atteindre les objectifs de développement durable. Les stratégies mises en place, c'est quel type de réforme? Tout d'abord, pour capitaliser sur des sources de financement novatrices telles que le partenariat public-privé. Je pense que cela est extrêmement important. L'utilisation des fonds souverains, cela me semble être extrêmement important. Les émissions d'obligations, et le Sénégal est le premier pays de l'Afrique au sud du Sahara à pouvoir influencer la législation communautaire en matière financière pour pouvoir faire des soukouk. Et nous faisons notre deuxième soukouk parce que nous sommes dans une union monétaire et les réformes de l'union ayant permis aux pays de l'union de pouvoir faire appel au soukouk, ces réformes ont été initiées et engagées par le Sénégal. Le Sénégal a été le premier pays à pouvoir faire un premier soukouk et nous sommes en train de faire un deuxième soukouk. Et cela devrait permettre de profiter des moyens financiers nouveaux pour pouvoir faire face aux besoins de développement et financer par conséquent les infrastructures. Le budget ne peut pas tout faire. Le budget ne fera pas tout. Par contre, il faut avoir un cadre macroéconomique sain. C'est pour cela aujourd'hui qu'au niveau du Sénégal, nous avons un taux de croissance très fort, 6,5%, mais dans un contexte de maîtrise de la dette et de réduction du déficit budgétaire qui a baissé de 3 points en 2 ans. Donc nous sommes passés d'un déficit de 6,7% à aujourd'hui un déficit de 4,7%. Dans un contexte de maîtrise de l'inflation et de l'endettement, cela ouvre beaucoup de possibilités pour pouvoir utiliser l'ensemble des financements innovants et faire face aux besoins de développement en matière d'infrastructures. Ça, c'est extrêmement important. J'ai parlé tout à l'heure des infrastructures de base, mais nous engageons des infrastructures de très grande ampleur, des autoroutes sur plus d'une centaine de kilomètres pour désenclaver le pays, des investissements dans les domaines des télécommunications, parce qu'aujourd'hui, nous avons une marge extrêmement importante de croissance dans le domaine des télécommunications. Cela est du fait de la position du Sénégal, mais aussi d'autres types de mécanismes qui peuvent permettre de réduire sensiblement la pauvreté. Parce que si nous faisons de la croissance sans inclusion, le risque d'avoir une population jeune qui va aller vers l'extérieur ou d'avoir des tensions sociales en interne, ce risque est important. Et l'innovation qui a été faite par le président, c'est de dire, je peux prendre une partie des fruits de la croissance, redistribuer aux populations les plus démunies, à condition que l'on puisse en même temps régler et les questions de santé et les questions de scolarisation. Cela veut dire quoi? C'est qu'aujourd'hui, nous donnons à peu près à près de 3 millions de familles en fin 2016, soit 300 000 ménages. Nous donnons à ces 300 000 ménages chaque trimestre 25 000 francs, mais à condition que les enfants soient inscrits à l'école, ça règle le problème de la scolarisation, à condition que ces enfants soient vaccinés, ça règle aussi les problèmes de santé. Donc nous essayons de concilier, d'une part, les besoins, la nécessité d'avoir des infrastructures pour développer le pays, mais d'un autre côté aussi d'avoir un développement équilibré, c'est-à-dire de redistribuer une partie des fruits de la croissance pour que nos populations, le Sénégal est à 5 heures de l'Europe, 7 heures des États-Unis, il faut éviter demain que les populations, parce que tout simplement les conditions internes sont devenues très défavorables, que les populations continuent d'aller vers l'Europe ou se décident à aller vers les Amériques. Autant de questions que nous essayons de régler en interne. Nous travaillons aussi dans la mobilisation de ressources intérieures. Je pense qu'une chose est de compter sur le développement, une chose est de compter sur les flux externes, une autre chose est de compter sur ses propres capacités. Aujourd'hui, comment bâtir des administrations fortes pour pouvoir mobiliser beaucoup de ressources de fiscalité intérieure, mais aussi lutter contre les flux illicites, qui sont aussi des flux, sont de nature à désarticuler et à déstabiliser les pays. Voilà un peu des options qui sont en adéquation avec le plan et qui vont permettre et qui permettent aujourd'hui d'atteindre les objectifs que nous nous sommes fixés dans le cadre des ODD. C'est de prendre des mesures fortes en innovant, certainement, mais deuxièmement, en partageant, en diffusant ces produits de l'innovation pour tirer le maximum de personnes dans une société qui va quand même vers l'émergence. Je vous remercie.
Thank you very much. Before I pose a question to the Pakistani minister, I wanted to find out if we had any questions from the floor. We have some microphone stands there. I'm not sure if we can raise the lights for people so I can see them as well. Perfect. Can we bring the lights up a bit more? If you can go to the microphone stand that we have in the aisles. If you want to go in the microphone stands to the aisles. Thanks. Yep, thanks very much. Final question to the Pakistani minister, then I'm going to go to the floor for 10 minutes if we can. It's very interesting what we're hearing right across the board here. The one question I didn't get a chance to pose to you is, how much do you observe the SDGs in your current policy now? Because you're a big consumer market. I mean, there's a desire to get into Pakistan. But are you earmarking or benchmarking yourself against the SDGs today as you shape policy with the targets in mind for 2030, Minister?
The SDGs have been mainstreamed in Pakistan. I think the good part of it is that there is a consensus, political consensus across the entire spectrum. A joint resolution of the parliament has been passed where ownership has been taken on the SDGs. So on that count, I think we are good. We had a mixed result when we were talking about MDGs. We have learned from the lessons, and we have tried to put in corrective mechanisms where things had not worked, and we are trying to reinforce the system where things had worked. So I think we are good to go on the SDGs. We are actually on the move now.
Great. Okay, let's go to the floor. Unless I'm told otherwise, we'll go for 10 minutes. First, a question from the gentleman here, and then we'll go to the gentleman at the mic stand. Identify yourself, but specifically direct the question to somebody in the panel. Thanks.
Thank you very much. My name is Jamal Grib, Head of Division Private Sector Investment and Resource Mobilization. Let me thank very quickly all the distinguished panelists and the distinguished key talking points. I will be very straight to the point. I think innovation, I will not talk a lot because it has been very well elaborated, very well explained. I will not. But what I was going to propose that when it comes to sustainable development, I believe it should be really linked to technology foresight. Because the technology foresight, this is a concept that always has been forgotten. And the technology foresight was firstly implemented by the U.S. Army, and this is where it has bring the successful implementation of technology foresight bring to create the Silicon Valley. It's not the way around. And the technology foresight, just to make it very easy, it's a concept where through a research and questionnaire to all the stakeholders, all the academia, private sector, public sector, all of them, we go through them and take into account the SWOT analysis, the comparative advantage, inside, outside the country, and try to foresee what is the best from now, the niches that we should from now invest in order to harvest really the technology. So the technology foresight, I would rather say that this is perhaps more linked to the sustainable development. Thank you very much.
Very good. Can I follow up with you? Just keep the microphone. I wanted to follow up with you specifically. Should each country go through that exercise now?
Yeah. When I was working at the ICS, the International Center for Science and High Technology in Trieste, we did a regional one, not even a country one. And we went for the technology foresight for Latin America. And I would say that it was a very successful exercise. And it's a little bit, heavy in the beginning, and it's really require a lot of effort, financial and human resources. But believe me, the results were very, very interesting. It's 2 years. I have been working on this project for 2 years, and I can confess it was very interesting. And we come up with an integrated project where all the countries, we show them where we should really invest. We believe that you should invest, for example, taking into account your comparative advantage, you should invest from now in this niche. But rather than to go to replicate what your neighbor is doing, and he's already advancing in this one. So you are just losing time, and perhaps, it's in terms of complementarity, in terms of cost-effective approach.
Great point. We have this case in the Gulf states now with a number of financial centers competing against themselves, but actually with duplication. Let's ask the Minister of Egypt. You went after the outsourcing market about 10 years ago, I think, 2007, 2008, with initial success. Is it still working for Egypt to be an outsourcing hub with the multi-language capabilities of the Egyptian people?
Sorry, can you repeat the question?
Egypt went after the market of outsourcing. I know going back to 2007, 8, and 9, technology outsourcing, call centers, and the rest. Has it worked for Egypt? The population speaks Arabic, they speak English, they speak French. Is it working for you, do you think?
Yeah, it has worked, but I think on that front there is more that needs to be done. I think that's an area where more emphasis will be given in the coming period. This is an area where I'll refer to your previous question in terms of infrastructure. It requires an adequate infrastructure, meaning when we're talking about technological advancement, you need that each and every village has access to electricity, has access to internet, has access to a lot of basic infrastructure that some poor villages might be lacking. So that's, in general, technological advancement needs to go beyond the main cities, because these initiatives were mainly focused on main cities, and there has been a lot of lagging regions that were left behind. That brings me to the SDGs, and that's why I'm very happy to see the SDGs are focusing on not leaving anyone behind, because when we're talking about stability, it's social stability, political and economic stability. It's very critical that people have equal opportunities and equal access to the different.
Okay, thank you very much, Minister. Question from the floor.
Merci, je vais poser ma question en français. Je suis Monsieur Cissé, le ministre de l'économie et des finances du Mali. Je voudrais me faire un peu l'avocat du diable cet après-midi et revenir sur ces notions d'innovation. Quand on écoute les panélistes, l'innovation serait la capacité d'une société ou même d'une entité individuelle, comme le ministre de la Turquie le disait, à créer ou à trouver des solutions nouvelles. Maintenant, il se trouve que ce qui peut être considéré comme une solution nouvelle en un temps T ou pour un pays pourrait être une solution qui aurait été trouvée pour un autre pays en un temps T-1. Et donc je me demande où est la nouveauté, où est la création nouvelle dans cette notion d'innovation. Et plus quand nous l'appliquons au niveau du financement, par exemple, comme on a parlé de financement des nouveaux objectifs du développement du millénaire, quand on regarde quelque chose qui a été considéré, un type de financement qui a été considéré comme un financement très innovant, c'est tout ce qui concerne la transaction sur la taxe sur les transactions financières ou la taxe, par exemple, sur les billets d'avion. Mais il se trouve que cette taxe sur la transaction a été quelque chose qui a été découvert par un économiste américain il y a 45 ans, Tobin. On parle de la taxe Tobin. Donc, encore une fois, où est l'innovation dans ça? Donc, ma question très concrète, c'est de savoir comment on peut matérialiser l'innovation, ou comment l'innovation doit se matérialiser. Est-ce que c'est à travers un résultat à atteindre? Est-ce que c'est à travers une action qui est initiée, ou même c'est un processus? Et voilà mes questions, et voilà l'ambiguïté dans laquelle je suis par rapport à cette définition. Merci beaucoup.
Well, thank you. I think it's a very interesting point for Mali because it has a different, unique selling proposition, if you will, that's more challenging than other countries around the world. Helen, do you want to tackle this? And do you want to do the same? But once you start, because one would say, okay, follow the textbook. We heard from the private sector of the IDB saying, embrace technologies. In a country like Mali, it's not so easy. So what's the roadmap you would suggest for them?
Well, I want to come back to the point our colleague from Pakistan made, where you said, sir, that perhaps the innovation indices aren't picking up a lot of the innovation in developing countries, because innovation indices tend to measure the number of publications in scientific journals, the number of patents, the R&D spend. but I see incredible innovation in developing countries, in service delivery, in cash transfers. Minister of Senegal's referred to a partnership that we have with his country. I see the emergent Senegal vision. There's the e-government initiatives in Bangladesh, tremendous innovation. So I would say to the Minister from Mali that we're talking about both action and processes and approaches. We're talking about the emphasis that needs to go on invention and adoption and adaptation of technologies, the importance of design in processes, the importance of science and research as well. And then in approaches, innovative financing could include the new platform that we're looking at with the Islamic Development Bank. It could include crowdfunding. It could include social impact investing. Could include all sorts of things. But it's basically liberating people to think differently, do things differently, and apply the technologies and approaches that are relevant to moving things along in new ways.
Okay, before I call on the Minister of Egypt, is there any other questions from the floor? Put your hand up so we can make sure we get a microphone just to save. Any other questions from the floor? Okay. You wanted to comment, Minister Nasser.
Yeah, I just wanted to say innovation is not a panacea in itself. It's not an objective. I see innovation as a means by which we can address the key challenges, the key development challenges that we face. So if you're talking, there is lack of finance. So we're trying to identify innovative way to improve people's access to finance, either through new financial products or through technology, through mobile banking. So I think that's through even simple and basic ideas like post office, but in a new way. Addressing high unemployment rates and enhancing productivity. I think you also think of innovation, what are the best means, because we've also discussed, most of us, lack of resources or limited budgets. So you want to have a high productivity, you want to minimize your cost in an economic way. So I think you're trying to approach innovation in a way so that you achieve, at the end of the day, sustainable and inclusive growth, how to make sure everybody is on board, I think through innovative. So I see it as a mean, not an objective. So you do R&D to achieve that too.
Okay, great. Let me give a nice round of applause to our panelists for tackling all the different questions from the floor and from me. Minister Abba, I appreciate you throwing away your script and ad-libbing your way through the whole process. Thank you very much for doing so. I would ask you to stay on the stage, and I wanted to invite up to join the administrator from the UNDP, Helen Clark, if you can come to the center stage, and His Excellency Dr. Ahmed Mohamed Ali. You had mentioned this, you kind of gave the headline away in your opening comments there, that they're going to sign a memorandum of understanding amongst the UNDP and the IDB. And as they set up the table, I think, and Dr. Ahmed comes up, what's the spirit of it, Helen? What's the idea here?
Well, the Islamic Development Bank is a major financier. What we're finding with a lot of the financiers is they've got money for projects, but doesn't always move as fast as it could. And an implementing partner can be UNDP. So we're looking to do more business with the bank in the interests of the countries that the bank serves and we serve, and getting impact and results.
Okay, very good. The two of you can come up. I'll get out of the way. Please. Dr. Ahmed, do you want to make any statement before you put the pen to paper here? What was the inspiration behind it?
I have nothing to add except to express sincere thanks and appreciation to the growing and strengthening cooperation with UNIDO, and we will be very happy to enhance this cooperation, because I think it is very important for our member countries, and your presence in many of our member countries, it will really enhance the cooperation for the benefit of our member countries. Thank you very much.
Thanks. And on that note, it's been an honor to chair the first Governors Forum. I want to thank you as you become the honorary president of the IDB. If anybody deserves the honorary presidency, it is you for the creation of this great work. And I appreciate the attendance at the 41st IDB, and we look forward to CNN's collaboration for the future. To the ministers that joined us on the panel, the administrator, Helen Clark, and to His Excellency, Dr. Ahmed Mohammed Ali. Another fine round of applause for our session today. We will
We'll proceed now to the signing of agreements between the Islamic Development Bank and the Kingdom of Morocco. Welcome to the Minister of Economy and Finance.
Madame la ministre du Niger, s'il vous plaît. العلم صالح ما تخلطش بركه. توقيع هذا مشروع لا به كان إلى هنا هيك كاميرون Monsieur le ministre du Cameroun, s'il vous plaît.
C'est là-bas.